Welcome back. We're here with one of my best friends, Dan Aykroyd, and now we're going to meet his wonderful wife. She's a talented actress, philanthropist, great mom, a real soulful woman with a big heart, a very dear friend of mine, Donna Dixon. Donna, okay. You sit as close to him as possible. Shall we put Esther in between us?
Please.
Okay.
Is that bear for sale?
I know. Everybody asks, what kind of dog is that?
Yeah.
It's a baby bear.
Yeah, she's a little Ewok. So, my darling, so happy to see you here.
You're women here.
Is this
yes,
crazy?
That's fine.
I'm so happy to have you guys on the show. Now, tell me your version of how you met Danny. But don't leave anything out, including how much I was involved in the whole thing.
We were shooting a film called Dr. Detroit, and it was almost, I think, 2 days before the end of the picture. And Danny and I were friends. Then we became girlfriends. Then we became one of my best friends. There was nothing I couldn't share with him. There was nothing he couldn't share with me. If we started laughing, one of us would have to leave the room. And I always felt that you had a little bit of a crush on me. I think
when we were doing the movie, I actually had more scenes directly with him than the other girls because we played hookers with a heart of gold.
Hello.
And and he would always say to me how much he was so crazy about you, right?
Yes.
And I would come back and report that back to you. And that kind of got your mojo going.
Do you remember the one time when Danny said, oh, I just don't understand it, why I can't when I come into town, when I'm here, why I can't see her? And Franny said, she's not like that.
No, she's not the girl in every port kind of a girl. Yeah. No, this is Chick's the goddess here. You want her, you gotta go the full 9 yards.
So it's almost the end of the picture, and I turned to Franny. We're in the Winnebago that Danny was so graciously to give us.
Exactly, because he had an office, and we had these little, like, cubicles, because, you know, and so he said, use my star trailer.
And I said to Franny, I said, you know, I'm leaving. I was going to go into another film called Twilight Zone, and I thought to myself that I might not ever see him again. And I was curious.
And you were a little hot.
Yeah.
All the talk about him being so attracted to you. So what'd you do?
So I turned to Fran, and I said, you know, I'm afraid that once I leave here, that he'll never cross my path again. And I said, you know, I just want to kiss him. Because I was hoping more than anything that I would be disappointed. Look, he's getting hot. And
agitated. Hot, I guess.
So Franny said,
I said, you walk yourself right into his office and plant one right on his lips and see what happens.
Well, in all actuality, we were on set, and Danny was wearing a lime green polyester suit with a fright rig. Pretty.
As Dr. Detroit.
Yes, as Dr. Detroit. And so I went out to see him. And he saw me, and he says, what can I do? Do you want me to pull a joke on someone? Do you need some money? And I said, no. And what she said, Franny, in all actuality, I said I could never go and ask him. I could never do that. And Franny said, you can if you're Lauren Bacall, honey. So now she hit me below my belt. So I went out. My heart was beating a mile a minute. I thought it was just going to come out of my chest. And I went up to Danny and I said, may I see you, please? And that's when he said, do you want me to play a dirty joke? Do you want me? And I said, no, I would just like to see you when you have a moment. And so, cut to, and Franny also said that if we kiss, do you remember this? What should I do? You walk away.
Give him a kiss, turn around and
No
walk away.
questions asked, honey.
Don't leave him wanting more.
That's right.
So you kissed him, right?
So we kissed.
And it went like this. No.
Now, and you
That's
were
for home.
actually
No,
kind
wait a minute. And I was praying that I wouldn't feel anything. Well, let me tell you. The trains collided. And I did exactly what Franny said. I walked away. And as I was walking away, he grabbed my hand and he pulled me back. And we kissed again. And this time it was like fireworks.
And shortly thereafter, you broke up with the rock star you were dating with.
Aye, boy.
Hi, Bay. So, because you knew that nothing had ever been as, electrifying as being with Danny for you, right?
Well, remember that what makes a great relationship is starting with friendship. Who do you want to go through life with but your best friend? And
now, how did Danny propose to you? When did that happen? Yet another.
we had gone over to your place for dinner, and we were in the courtyard. Do you remember?
Now, wait,
this?
yes, I want to hear what Danny was thinking then, because Danny, you're the one that sprung the question. So what happened? We were having dinner at the townhouse, remember? You guys came over for dinner, and on the front porch, were you always think you proposed to her?
Well, I don't think I really.
Now listen, I've been telling this story for 25 years. You proposed to her.
I remember sort of trying to, solidify the relationship and being more, I guess what they used to say in the old days was going steady. But the real proposal was on the front lawn of the farmhouse in Canada, as I remember it.
No.
No?
No, Franny, you're right.
Really? Hey.
So let me tell you.
I gotta tell you, as a species, men are really bad at this. Really bad.
I'll tell you very quickly what happened, and you can correct me if you don't think this is right. But basically, we were about to go on a cross-country trip, and you said to me that after we go on this cross-country trip...
In a car. Alone, together.
Alone for over 72 hours, that maybe then I would consider marriage. And that was important to you, us spending a long time
But
in
that
a
wasn't
car.
a proposal, that was an experimental
But I said...
lab experiment.
But I said, my reply was, I don't have to spend 72 hours in a car to know that I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Oh.
And we took that car trip.
Yeah, you took that car trip.
And then the official proposal was, brought her to Canada, showed her the single wide trailer, the mud, the gray trees, no leaves, the shack that my ancestors grew up in. This is it. I said, this is what we got, and would you consider maybe becoming a part of our family? And we were on the front lawn. It was March. It was drizzly, gray day, and basically I formalized it then. Do you remember that?
Of course,
Well,
I
I said maybe we'll.
I have to tell you that when the news broke that you guys had actually eloped, I didn't even know about it, and that was on the day that I happened to have, I had breast surgery that day because they had found like a lump in my breast and they wanted to cut it out, which turned out to be benign. But the thing was, the phone was ringing off the hook, and I'm thinking, everyone's so concerned about me. They were all calling to find out if it was true about Danny and Donna, and she immediately called me because she thought, oh, Franny's going to be upset that I didn't know that they had eloped, and I said to her, you eclipsed my breast surgery. Anyway, let me just say this. Donna is a successful actress in her own right, and she started playing that sexy Marilyn Monroe character on Bosom Buddies. I think we have a picture of that. And there she is with Tom Hanks. And And, you know, now my dear friend, who is an unbelievable cook, an incredible homemaker, a great stylist with everything that she does, is going to make us, this shiksa goddess, a traditional Jewish dish just in time for Hanukkah and the holidays. And while we're in the kitchen, Danny is going to make some holiday drinks with his Crystal Head vodka. So stay tuned.